Americans. They're terrorists.
Yes, you are. Guys, you are. Guys, I'm not saying
They've already
I know
given
what
up
we've been
their
doing
American
hasn't worked.
rights.
Yeah, so I'm going to put it out there. I'm probably going to go to jail for it. Okay?
terrorists.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. What? No! Peacefully. Fed.
Okay, so here we go again. Elections coming up, and all of a sudden, neo-Nazis are popping up all over the place. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on, because yesterday there was an alleged protest of neo-Nazis outside of Disney World over there in Orlando. So we're going to take a look at this video because we've seen this before, and I'm trying to see, are these feds or what? Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on here. All right, before we even start, look at this. We got a bunch of guys all uniformed up, brand new, clean uniforms. It's as if they hired some guys off the street, or if a bunch of feds came down there and a van stopped and dropped off a box of shirts and black pants. And another signifier of these agents are the shades. You know, these feds always wear this certain type. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here.
White power! 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 Vote for Ron Desantis!
Yeah, Ron DeSantis. 2024.
White power! White power!
What was that? So it's like their script ran out and they didn't know what to say, and somebody was like, vote for Ron DeSantis, and they're like, yeah, vote for Ron DeSantis. What? So I'm just looking at this. First of all, where are they? Apparently it was supposed to be close to Disney World. I can't tell. Maybe that was another event. But look at this. It's all a bunch of guys, relatively young. Look like guys mostly in their 30s and 40s. And they're relatively in shape. You don't have guys just, egg-shaped or anything like that. Look like a bunch of federalists to me. And another key indicator, the tattoos. Because, you have a lot of former military guys in these agencies. So they're out here chanting white power, no opposition, clean. They seem flustered, don't know what they're doing. It just doesn't seem like stuff that these real racist scumbags will do. And we saw this with the Tiki Torch event where I think it was a Lincoln Project. They ended up admitting that they staged their event with Glenn Youngkin in Virginia. He was running for governor, and the Democrat was absolute trash. So what they had to do was try to cheat. So they hired a bunch of guys to go out there and pretend to be racist, to pretend to be Nazis, and say, hey, we're with Youngkin. We're racist. That means Youngkin's racist. You should vote for the Democrat. And the same thing's going on here. So these guys say, Ron DeSantis. Don't vote for Ron DeSantis. So if you're a Nazi actually with Ron DeSantis, wouldn't you try to avoid sabotaging him? So it just doesn't even make sense. It seems like the Democrats are trying to cheat again because they have no argument. Their policies are garbage. They're soft on crime. They're weak at the border. The economy is in a toilet. And we see what's going over there in Eastern Europe. Ukraine has been ravished. We're spending billions and billions of dollars over there. So the Democrats are in a terrible position. So they got to resort to tactics like this. They have to send the federalists down there and say, hey, look, Ron DeSantis is racist. It was kind of like the whole Ray Up situation where he was trying to, at the beginning of the video I showed, where these guys were out here protesting, even though the left says it was a riot. They're out here protesting. And all of a sudden, this guy saying, hey, let's go in the building, let's go over here, trying to direct them to get in trouble. And they rightfully called him out on that. Yeah, and another crazy thing about these whole protests, because if these are actual neo-Nazis, which I don't believe they are, but if they are, then obviously you're going to condemn them. But another crazy part about this whole thing is when these leftists were tearing up the country during the Summer of Love, the left was protecting them. CNN went out there and said, hey, it's fiery, but mostly peaceful. Nothing going on. Don't worry about these cars and these houses and these buildings being burned down. Everything's all good. It's not Joe Biden's fault. Don't blame the Democrats. But you have these alleged neo-Nazis, even though I thought the KKK were a bunch of Democrats. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it a bunch of salty Democrats who were mad about the Confederacy and losing their slaves, and they started terrorizing black people? Wasn't it the Democrats who instituted all these Jim Crow laws, white only, colored only? Wasn't it Lyndon B. Johnson who said, if black people are going to vote, I'll help those niggers voting Democrat for 200 years or something like that? Where's all that energy? Because you have this protest of these guys in brand new uniforms out here talking about white power to nobody, and the media is all over it. But when you have cities burning, you have black children getting killed down there in leftist BLM protests down there in Atlanta, you have grandmothers, black old women crying because they can't get their medicine now because a bunch of leftist rioters burned up the pharmacy. You have a bunch of black women in their 20s out of work because leftists went down there and robbed the store until it was bankrupt or until it ran out of time. But you don't see any of that energy, but you have a little piece of thing like this. All these other people want to get involved. The ACLU, the ADL, and all these other alphabet names, all these people want to come down here and condemn it and talk about how terrible it is. But when black people are actually in trouble, because I don't see any black people being hurt here, but when black people are actually in trouble, when children are being killed in Chicago and Baltimore, when people are losing their jobs, black people are losing their jobs, where's ACLU? Where's the Anti-Defamation League? Where are they to talk about how terrible it is for black people? But you have a bunch of feds coming down here talking about white power. Here they go. This is why organizations like the NAACP and all these similar organizations have lost their credibility, because they're in bed with a bunch of left-wing activists. So they come out and talk all this crap when it's something to help the Democrat Party, because these organizations are nothing more than arms for the Democrat Party right now. But hey, what do I know? I guess I'm just a guy on the internet. So this whole thing just looks suspect. I don't know, man. I don't know. Even the flags, clean, brand new. This stuff looks like it was just printed, fresh out the printer. So, yeah. If you guys know any different, let me know in the comments. But this looks suspect to me. It looks like the Democrats are just trying to run the same game again. So, let me know what you guys think. Leave me your thoughts below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.
Do you remember that one night when we fell in love? What we had felt so right.